Hey guys, this is Corey here with Concert Crap, and I'm here speaking with Mixi, singer of Stitched Up Heart. How you doing today, Mixi?
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks again. Thanks once again for doing this. All right. First question. Who is Stitched Up Heart? Can you give like a brief history on you, yourself, and the band, please?
Yeah, well, I actually created the band in 2010. It was kind of based off of a musical heartbreak, and I just decided that I wasn't going to let the world stop me, and I decided to put a whole new band together and pick up. It's kind of Stitched Up Heart's been a running theme of picking yourself back up again, and I think in life in general, you go through times where life throws rocks, and you have to kind of get up and just kind of chuck through it, you know? So that's kind of the story behind the band and what we've been through since the beginning.
So you said you had like an emotional heartbreak. That's why you started. Like, did you? I'm assuming you turned to music because of that, right?
Yeah, well, it was a musical heartbreak. It was kind of a situation where the music venture I was pursuing at the time didn't work out, and I was ready to quit, and I was ready to cry running home to mom and be like, you know, but I decided that I was going to be strong, and and music definitely heals. It heals me every single day.
What artists like inspired you, or just came like you felt through them, like you channeled like something through them that you said like, this is what I want to do, like this is what I want to do, pretty much?
I have a lot of really different tastes in music. I personally, my favorite singer of all time is Louis Armstrong. And you wouldn't listen to our music and think Louis Armstrong at all, but he's just vocally, he's got his own unique style, his own thing that when you hear him, you always know it's him. And that's one thing I strive for in the back of my head. I want people to know my voice differently. I don't want to sound like everything else. I don't want the music to sound like everything else. I want it to be its own thing.
Let's talk about your newest album, Never Alone. It just recently came out. How big of an accomplishment is that being released?
It's kind of surreal. You know, we started working on this almost a year ago, and it was kind of a slow process. We were getting our feet wet and seeing, you know, trying out different producers and seeing what chemistry worked. And then we took like a 14-week tour. So that kind of interrupted the writing as well, but it was cool because we came back with new ideas and a fresh writing mind. So it was kind of good. But it's nice because it's like now when we play these songs, people, they actually sing along. So it's a little different than when nobody knew the songs except that they watched the live YouTube videos. And now they're, you know, embracing it, and it's really nice to get the feedback that we've been getting from this record.
Yeah, that's great. I listened to it a few times today. I can't get enough of it. When I first heard you guys, I was hooked, so glad to hear you guys are doing well. Like, the album is amazing. Like, you guys need to pick it up if you haven't already. It's called Never Alone. If you could pick one song off the album and say this is Stitched Up Heart and this is who we are based off of like a certain track on the album, which one would you pick?
I think for this moment in time, I would say Finally Free is pretty much where we're at. We're free, where, you know, all of the climbing the uphill battle, it still continues. There's always an uphill battle, like pushing a boulder up a mountain. But you know, we do feel like it's like we're finally getting a break, and we're finally getting to really be able to do this for a living.
I'm glad you brought that up, like just battling against like odds and stuff. You guys are from like Los Angeles, so do you think that helps or weakens you as a band in music because there is so much music in Los Angeles?
Oh yeah, well I think a lot of people move from different parts of the world to go to LA because they know that that's where the industry is if they want to pursue entertainment, LA and New York. So not all of us are from LA. We just live there now because we've packed up our bags and drove across the country or whatnot, you know. And there's definitely a lot of talent out there. But I think you're seeing more there's more opportunity for people to come and see you at shows and see what it is. But there's definitely a level of like professionalism, a level of talent. You have to have for every aspect of it, and otherwise it's just not going to fit. And for the longest time, our band was just missing little things here and there, and I was taking direction with the label that we're on now. I'm actually friends with a lot of them, and I have been for years.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of listened, and sometimes we didn't listen, but sometimes, majority of the time I tried to take direction, and I tried to grow the band, and I would try to do things my own way. Maybe it didn't work out so well, but ultimately it's just a lot of people. I think it's hard anywhere, music in general, to try to make this a career path. Mm-hmm. It's one of the toughest industries to break into. So, but it's definitely worth it once you start to finally see the light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, let's talk about live shows. You guys are currently on a tour right now, and then you're jumping on the Remember We Die tour with Gemini Syndrome and Nine Electric, who I'm actually speaking with a little bit later on today as well. Why should people go and catch you guys on this tour? Or just in general live?
Yeah, well, we bring a lot of energy to the stage. We like to connect with each individual person. We're always out, hanging out, making new friends. And a big part of it for us is connecting with people. I mean, you can listen to the CD and you can, listen to it in your car by yourself or with your friends, but there's messages in the songs, and I really want to connect with people through music. Mm-hmm. So when you come to a show, not only do we try to connect with you on the stage, but we also try to give as much as we can of ourselves and our time to everybody that we can.
And speaking of connecting with fans, have you met fans before or after a show, and have they given you gifts at all? And what's been the coolest gift and or the most unusual gift that you've ever received from a fan?
Well, we always like money, so fans can bring all their money. But no, I get a lot of, I go through phases with things that I like. We do donations to a kitten rescue, so a lot of people bring me little stuffed kittens, not live ones, but little stuffed animals.
A live one would be weird.
Yeah, I really like roses a lot, and flowers, and we get a lot of Monster energy drinks. And the weirdest thing, I think, I don't know. We really don't get too many weird things.
Nothing yet, right?
Not that I can really think of. Bras and panties, that's about it.
What's been the highlight of your career thus far?
Highlight, I think every day is a new highlight. Mm-hmm. I mean, the way that I like to kind of try to live is in today. What you and I are having a conversation right now. We're going to film while the band is going and setting up the gear on the stage for our show and doing tonight. I can't really think too far ahead, or as far as the past, that's no longer behind us, but it's definitely a really cool memory. I think there's Pain in the Grass Festival, which we played last year with Slipknot and Lamb of God. It was amazing. It was just a beautiful experience, and we get to do it again this year on the main stage with Sisters, which are some of our friends. And I just love moments where the stage is so big, it takes me an hour to run to the other side. It takes me half the song to get to the other side of the stage. That's my favorite.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to say to your fans or anybody listening to the interview?
I would say that whatever you pursue in life, whether it be music, whether it be painting, whether it be, medical, anything you do, you're always going to come into roadblocks. You're always going to have people tell you can't, or you're always going to have something trying to stop you, but you have to persevere through it. You have to go and stand up tall and fight through it, and you'll always, perseverance is a huge story behind this band, and the reason that we are where we are. We still have a lot of growing, but ultimately anything you want to do, as long as you believe it and you dream it and you want it so badly and you keep working really hard for it, you will get there. That's what I believe.
Some great words of inspiration. Thank you once again for doing this, Mixi. I really appreciate it. And
well, thank you.
Everybody listening, pick up Never Alone. It's a great album from Stitched Up Heart.
Thanks, Corey.
No problem. Make sure you guys visit concertcrap.com for more interviews, reviews, and so much more with your favorite artists, including Stitched Up Heart. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This has been Corey with Concert Crap, and we will see you guys next time.